the plot of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has been revealed. In the past few hours, several news articles and images have hit the internet. These images show important scenes from the next Planet of the Apes movie. Accompanied by this news, the director of the movie has confirmed what date it takes place, and whether or not Noah is Caesar's son. In this video, we will be analyzing everything that these news revealed about the next Planet of the Apes movie. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. The news comes from Empire magazine, one of the magazines that Disney usually chooses to publish their Marvel promotional images. Apparently, Planet of the Apes is going to take a similar marketing as the Avengers. But the interesting thing about this news is that it was confirmed in which era the movie takes place. Part of the news reads as follows: rather than follow on in the immediate aftermath of Caesar's death at the end of War for the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom is taking a major leap forward. The film, directed by Wes Ball, is set roughly 300 years after Caesar delivered his people to their promised land. And with all those years gone by, his legendary leadership qualities are largely lost to time. Still, it's Caesar's legacy and the meaning of apes together strong that's set to drive Noah, Kingdom's new young ape hero. Noah has no idea who that is. Owen Teague, the man behind the mocap, perhaps best known as Bully Patrick from the It movies, says of Caesar. Part of his journey is a discovery of that legacy and its various interpretations. Noah has to make sense of what it all means. In this part of the news, several things are confirmed. The first thing is that the film will take place 300 years into the future. This puts an end to the doubts as to whether or not it is Caesar's son. We already know that it could not be his son, since the primate is a young one, and the story takes place 300 years in the future. This is why the city has been reclaimed by nature, and why the world looks destroyed in the trailers. But it is mentioned that he must go on an adventure to find out who he is. This leads me to believe that although Noah is not Caesar's son, he is one of his descendants. Let's continue with the news. The character in Kingdom who does remember Caesar's teachings isn't necessarily using it for the good of ape kind. Enter Proximus Caesar. Caesar is almost a religious figure, and Proximus has taken on the name Caesar because it was the highest position held in ape society, says his human counterpart Kevin Durand. It was a self-proclamation that was achieved by any means necessary to ensure that apes continue to evolve. So you're seeing the influence and the evolution of what Caesar left. And like in every morsel of human history, there's always some type of tyrant who comes along and scares everyone into believing them. The character of Proximus Caesar is really interesting because it confirms something that had already been thought about him. Proximus is the bad guy in the movie, and he is using what Caesar taught earlier, but in a way that only benefits him. We have heard that Proximus wants to get technology from the humans to make his group of apes more advanced. This tells us that the group of apes where Noah, the new hero, comes from, is different from Proximus. The important thing here is that Noah will have to find out what Caesar's teachings really were and prove that Proximus is wrong. The story seems like it will revolve around how Noah discovers these truths and how he confronts Proximus and his plans. Noah will have to discover what Caesar's true teachings were and disprove Proximus. As we have theorized in previous videos, I believe Noah will be the leader of Caesar's religion in the future, and he will be the one to ban technology in ape society. He goes on to say, "Make no mistake, the ambition here is not to make a fourth film in the Rise saga. Kingdom is its own new beast, and there's a bigger story to unfold. From the beginning, we thought about this as a trilogy," says Ball. "We had these grand ideas of where it could ultimately go and how it could fit into the legacy of these movies. So, I'm certainly talking to the studio right now about the next story." This part of the news is exciting because it also confirms that this is the first film in a trilogy. This means that the Planet of the Apes universe is officially back for good. But this was not the only news published. The same page also talked about the special effects, and even a scene from the movie was described. Part of that news reads as follows. Venturing out into that world, that kingdom if you will plunge audiences into a human hunt sequence akin to the one in the 1968 original. A river rapids chase, and a set-piece VFX supervisor Eric Winquist describes as a big cataclysmic biblical kind of event. And with all the ape characters being performance capture, that brought significant challenges to keep it all looking realistic while pushing further than ever into fresh environments. It was apparent on the page that this was going to be tricky in a number of instances, where you've got wet apes, says Winquist. You start getting into the need to deal with how the water affects the fur, and how the fur affects the water. Thankfully, we just came off a film called The Way of Water, so we've been able to harness a lot of the experience and the tech that went into that film. Buckle up, Apocalypto is about to make a major splash. If there was any doubt that this movie will take inspiration from the original films, with this part of the news, it has been confirmed that we will see scenes similar to those from 1968. The references to scenes from the original 1968 suggest that the creators are looking to maintain a certain classic spirit while introducing fresh new elements. This mix of old and new may give the film a unique feel while respecting the legacy of the series. The comparison to Apocalypto, a film known for its intense depiction of indigenous conflict, indicates that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes could address themes of survival, war, and power fights in very raw and realistic ways. This approach could add a layer of depth and seriousness to the film, setting it apart from its predecessors. Now in our next video, we will be discussing the new images that were revealed as they hide the plot of the film, and I think we are already pretty clear on what will happen. But tell me, what do you think of this news about Planet of the Apes? Are you excited to see it yet? What do you think about the movie taking place 300 years in the future? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You're on. The Oasis Geek.